how the mill functions. So first of all, I want to point out that I'm standing on something called the stone floor. Any idea why it's called the stone floor? Yes, sir. Because it's the stone floor. Why is it called the stone floor? I don't know. Well, look at this. I have two sets of millstones on either side of me. So this is obviously called the stone floor because of the millstones on it. Now to my right are a set of French burr stones. They come from a quarry outside of Paris. They are second sharpest only to diamonds. And this set of stones on my right is grinding wheat and only wheat. If you recall, Washington became a wheat farmer in the mid-1760s, and he knows that the way he's going to make the most money possible is by grinding the best quality flour possible. So these stones are going to grind a super fine quality of flour that is going to fetch the best price at the market. So if you think about it, these stones are feeding his pocketbook. These stones on my left are going to grind everything else on the estate. Corn, rye, oats, barley. And today we're grinding corn. And corn is the second largest crop on the estate. Everyone from Washington, who's pretty fond of hoe cakes, to the chickens, who are pretty fond of the corn husks, are eating corn. The enslaved workers are given a peck of cornmeal a week as part of their rations. So corn is a pretty important product here on the estate. As I said, these stones function in exactly the same way, so I'm going to talk about this set of stones today. This piece on top is called the hopper, and in the hopper, of course, is the corn. The hopper has a hole in the very center, and that hole is slightly offset from the eye of the stones. Now, between the hole down here and the eye of the stones is a device called the shoe. It's shaped about like this, but it's obviously much bigger, and it feeds the grain into the eye of the corn. When all the machinery is running, this does that motion, which is what's going to feed the grain into the corn. The rate of the fall can be adjusted using this strap here. When the grain hits the center of the eye, centrifugal force pushes it out along the grooves, the dressing. Did you all see the dressing on the stones outside? No? So the dressing, each stone has this pattern carved into it that's called the dressing, and they're exactly the same, but when you put one on top of the other, they're the mirror opposite. Every time there's an intersection of those grooves, it's like a teeny little pair of scissors shearing open the grain. So when you talk about grinding grain, it's not pulverizing, that's a misnomer. It's actually the shearing motion. And that's what's producing such a nice quality of flour. So as the stones move and the grain travels to the outside, it hits this box here, the case. There's only one exit from the case. It's under this wooden piece, under my shoe here. Slightly larger than the size of a credit card, it leads to a chute that goes downstairs where the grain is sifted. That's how the grain travels. Now, of course, we need to get all of this machinery in motion, right? Well, look at the different parts of the machinery. The wheel is our engine. We have a 16-foot pitched back wheel. Every bucket holds about 20 gallons of water. The water enters at about 10 o'clock. The wheel rotates backwards, drops the water out at about 6 o'clock. This wooden box that has all the water in it, the sluice, is about 3 feet across at this point. It's 6 feet across outside. So there's a lot of energy coming into that sluice. On the very bottom of that box is a trapdoor that slides back. When that slides back, that's what allows the water to fall onto the water wheel. Once all that's in motion, then the mill is functioning. Now, to get this in motion, the first job is for the miller to lift the top stone, that's called the runner stone, off of the bottom stone, or the bed stone. Only the top stone spins. The bottom stone is stationary. She's going to lift that off. That's key. I'm not sure who our miller is. That's like taking your foot off the gas in your car, right? Off the brake in your car. It's only the weight of the stone on top of the other stone that is keeping the water wheel from moving right now. So when it's lifted, the wheel can begin moving, the machinery can begin moving, but you're not giving it any energy yet. To give it energy, you need to slide back that trap door. And that is done by pulling on this lever here. All this is done downstairs. Once that trap door is going, the water wheel's in motion, the miller comes back and then gaps these stones. That phrase, put your nose to the grindstone, That is because the miller is going to smell, among other things, what is happening with the grain. If you're grinding wheat and it smells like burnt toast, your stones are too close together. The gap is too small. If the gap is too big, your grain is going to be too coarse. And if you're doing corn and it smells like burnt popcorn, same thing. Your gap is too small. You never want stone on stone. That's not good for the stones at all. Treated well, stones will last 100, 150 years. So, in Washington's times, they're going to dress the stones. That is, they're going to remove the top stone from the bottom stone and sharpen the grooves, sharpen the dressing about every 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so the miller has lifted the top stone. He's got the water mill in motion. Come back, gap those stones. That'll produce the quality of grain that you're after. We're going to get all that going for you in just a moment. I want to make sure you don't have any questions thus far. No? So when this is moving, first of all, it's noisy. Second, it's fascinating, but it's not nearly so fascinating as what's happening around it.
I wonder what that does.
That arm over there, I think, lifts the drip.
Well, I mean, that's movable one way or another. You can see a gap in the floor. Okay, that's going to turn that. What does that do?
I don't know.